Nearly a year and a half after the shooting of Philando, Castile, settlement talks continue between Diamond Reynolds and the city of St. Anthony. The St. Anthony City Council is set to discuss the settlement tonight behind closed doors. Reynolds was in the car with her daughter in July of 2016 when a police officer shot and killed Castile. Castile was Reynolds' boyfriend. This past June, that officer, Geronimo Yanez, was found not guilty of manslaughter and endangerment charges. He is no longer employed by St. Anthony Police. Now, shortly after her boyfriend was shot, Reynolds went on Facebook Live to tell the internet what had happened. Her young daughter was in her car seat in the back and witnessed the shooting as well. The question is, should the city give Reynolds money for what she and her daughter went through? And how much? City Manager Mark Casey said earlier this month there are discussions, but nothing has been finalized, and we have not heard how much that settlement could be worth. St. Anthony Council will meet and discuss the possibility of a settlement tonight at 7 o'clock, but again, it is a closed-door meeting. This past June, Castile's family reached a settlement of nearly $3 million with the city of St. Anthony. So we will see what happens tonight. Senator Al Franken returns to work in Washington despite some calls to resign. One day after speaking exclusively to WCCO's Esme Murphy, he reiterated his apologetic tone outside his D.C. office.
I know there are no magic words that I can say to regain your trust, and I know that's going to take time. I'm ready to start that process, and it starts with going back to work today.
Senator Franken said he's done a lot of reflecting. He said he's trying to learn from his mistakes, and he plans to do so as a U.S. Senator. But some critics feel resigning is his only option.
His apologies, if you listen to it, are, "I'm sorry the victim felt this way. I don't recall the incident," versus taking ownership and accountability of his specific actions that are being alleged by these individuals.
Senator Franken says he will cooperate with an ethics committee investigation into the allegations. He's not up for re-election until 2020, and he says it is too early to decide if he would seek a third term. Let's bring in Esme back from New York after appearing on CBS this morning and in D.C. to do the interview with Senator Franken. Let's talk about what Jennifer Carnahan is saying there. It's a similar thing to what the Star Tribune said today in an editorial, that Senator Franken is apologizing but not admitting anything. So what's he apologizing for?
He is trying to walk a line, and I do think that this could be a problem for him going forward. He is apologizing profusely, but then saying he can't remember these incidents. So do you apologize for something that you're saying you're not sure you did? And that's what he's trying to do. I think this is a tough area for him, and I think it's going to be a problem, and you're going to see editorials like today's Star Tribune.
Kind of an odd environment at CBS this morning after the accusations that have come out against Charlie Rose. What was the mood like talking about Franken with his former colleague?
Well, first of all, Charlie Rose was fired, 2 days later, so they acted very swiftly. I actually did talk to Gayle King about that, and I said, I thought that she and Norah O'Donnell handled it extremely well on the air the next day, talking about you don't get a pass. And how difficult it was when somebody you care about does something that is horrible. And the allegations against Charlie Rose were certainly far more serious, again, I believe, than the ones against Senator Franken. But they are definitely having a tough time. And I think for those anchors who were friends with Charlie Rose, this is a very difficult situation, and they're struggling.
President Donald Trump coming under fire for comments he made yesterday. He's referred to Senator Elizabeth Warren. These two, they're not exactly friendly to each other, right,
No.
Senator Warren? But President Trump, this was an event that was really to honor Navajo code talkers from World War II. Check it out.
You were here long before any of us were here. Although we have a representative in Congress who they say was here a long time ago. They call her Pocahontas. But you know what?
Trump, the president, making a reference to Elizabeth Warren. The press secretary, of course, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, was asked about 1 million questions about this yesterday. And she just deflected, saying this isn't a racial slur. She said Senator Warren has lied about her heritage. Seemed like a very random point to bring that up, though. This was like an off-the-cuff kind of joke, you think?
Well, I think this is classic President Trump. Obviously, this is certainly not an appropriate place when you're honoring people who have served in World War II to come out of the blue with this, and it was incredibly awkward. The president has done this kind of thing since he has been in the public eye and running for office, and it hasn't hurt him. And Elizabeth Warren, I think, has used these kinds of comments. She has claimed a small amount of native blood, and she's used it to help vault herself into sort of a premier position on the national stage. I think they're both going to survive this.
Yeah. This is kind of their bed. I suppose you can get used to it. Yeah. Something else. All right, Esme.